Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're covering Keeshawn Silver, defensive tackle out of USC. He's an elite run stuffer. So Keeshawn, you want to introduce yourself real quick?
What's up, everybody? Keeshawn Silver.
So we're going to start out with this goal line play from Illinois. And what I immediately notice is you are lined up facing kind of the center. Is there a reason that you're angled towards the center more rather than just like square on the line of scrimmage?
So pretty much this play was going through my head is get a good get off so I can knock the center back. So I thought me being able to tip, I can make a play out of that stance. So
That makes sense. So then, as you release, I notice you fully engage with that center. And then as he peels off that guard, he's going to overtake you. Now, when that guard tries to overtake, I thought you did a phenomenal job working through that guard towards that play side. And then I got a question here. Did you cause this fumble? Who caused this
absolutely,
fumble?
I'm not gonna lie, I punched it at the bottom.
Hell yeah. I
I
thought it
punched it. I'm
might have
not gonna
been
lie.
you because of the angle, but man, that's what I was wondering. And then also, is there anything that changes when you're down on the goal line? Like what is the mindset like? Cuz you got normal down and distance throughout the field, but then how does that change when you get down into the goal line and you don't have much room to spare?
Yeah, so I mean, everybody got to get a gap on the goal line. My main responsibility here is the A gap. So
Just a
what's going
gap?
through my mind is just knock the center back, take on what's coming. I mean, it's not gonna be pretty, but I'm gonna cause some havoc in there for sure.
That makes sense. I love that. I love that. That was such a great job getting through that guard right there. You got any hand fighting techniques for the goal line compared to anywhere else?
Just shoot my hands quickly, honestly. Shoot my hands quickly, come out my hips.
I got you. That makes sense. All right, now we're working into our next play, and you're initially aligned here as the one technique towards the strong side. Now, I don't know if you remember this, but you have the two tight ends obviously to the strong side, and then they switch. I was wondering because I didn't play much defense back in high school. I'm just a high school player, but what changes when they flip that formation? When those two tight ends move over here, I know you then move to this one technique, and I'm guessing you're now responsible for that A gap, but is there anything else that changes when they flip it or that you're really aware of looking for?
Yeah, so when we play Illinois, it was pretty much a game plan thing. I don't want to get into too much detail on the play calling, but we set the front a certain way, and I seen something different, so I just made an adjustment on it.
Okay, so when you guys, it's just I'm assuming this is a 3-4 style, and you're just going to line up in the strong side A gap?
Yeah, so pretty much when they come on our like 12-man front, we got this certain thing called base or whatever. We pretty much use it against like run heavy teams, like a 12 personnel type deal. So when it's
Yeah.
something like that, we go to this formation that we had on this week. So we say they close a certain way.
I gotcha. Okay, so then would something change if this running back was just aligned like right here? Would there be different responsibilities for you? How would you play that differently on a mental side?
Okay, so in this formation right here, we got like a gun for a wing type deal going on. So I'm thinking ball coming to me, so I can loosen up just a tad bit more. I think I played a little too tight here. I could loosen
What do
up
you
just a
mean
tad bit
loosen
more.
up when you say that? I myself included, and probably a lot of my viewers don't understand a lot of the football terminology part of it. And what do you mean when you say loosen up?
Okay, so since I'm in a one shade, the back's away from me, so you gonna think about something like a zone read, outside zone type deal, special type gap, outside zone type deal,
Like
especially with this
heading
team
this
right
way?
here. Yep. So my thing is I can tilt a little bit more. Either I can just loosen up, just scoot over just a tad bit, especially knowing that the
Yeah.
ball is coming to me. But if
Okay, so is that why on this play you immediately attack this guard?
yeah, so we had this the play call going on right here that we had
Interesting.
going on.
Okay.
Like we're in this formation, we can half into the guard.
Okay,
That's
so
why I said
that's
I
why
can
you
loosen up a
immediately
little bit.
attack the guard, and then man, you did a great job fighting him to the outside here. I thought that was a phenomenal run stuff, and then allowed the other guys to work in too right after that. That was beautiful. All right, so now we're working onto an inside zone, and on this one, the center kind of drives you upfield. I was wondering, was this played in a specific way? Because when this center immediately takes that like kind of scoop step, reach step with his right foot and gains a lot of ground going in that direction, did you then, was this a reactionary move where you then try and work upfield because you think he's trying to seal you? Or is this the kind of thing where this was like a predetermined, you're going to try and push that guy all the way upfield? Because while it may seem like you over pursued or something, this seems like a very reasonable like reaction step where you just sense that the center is flowing hard to that side and then you kind of flow with him to that side as if it was an outside zone. So was that a reaction, or was that a predetermined you shoot up and attack that center?
Yeah, so pretty much I got the A gap on this call right here. So he kind of beat me out the ball a little bit, and I regathered it by knocking him out the ball. Just knocking him back in the yard. I just disrupted this whole play right here because the back was thinking about bouncing outside.
As soon as you get that center pushed back, there's like not even an A gap anymore. So that worked out well. The only downside is that he kind of bounced it back, found a nice little crease. But then I see you hustle down for the fumble. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, you almost got it. You almost got it.
I know.
All right. So then we got a 3 technique. I got to ask, are you comfortable in the 3 tech? Do you like playing in the 3 tech? Because I notice you play mostly 1 technique. You play a lot of over the center. Are you comfortable in the 3 tech? And if so, how much more or less comfortable are you?
Yes, I'm 100% comfortable playing the 3 tech. Coming to USC definitely opened my eyes of playing 3 tech more, and it gave me a lot of confidence at playing 3 tech.
Did you not play 3 tech much before?
When I was at Kentucky, it was a pretty much mid front, so I was in a zero the whole time type deal. We might go to our over
Yeah.
fronts or field fronts, but USC kind of mixed it up for me.
Interesting. Okay. So then here, as a 3 technique, I notice you are very reactive when that guard works left. He takes that scoop step with his left foot. He's gaining that ground. He's trying to beat you to the outside. And I thought you did a phenomenal job reacting to that. I have never understood how defensive linemen are able to immediately sense the direction that the center or guard is going and then react to it. Are there drills that you do to react, like to train your reaction time on how to flow with the offensive line to the point of attack?
Yeah, 100%. There's a lot of drills that you can use, and also, like my biggest thing, you can watch a lot of film. Especially like in this look right here, you can expect what's going on.
Really? How do you expect what's going on here?
So like this is a thing right here where we watch film like the tight ends on the ball, wing formation or whatever, then expect the ball going there. And this also is like the first play of the game too. So this is something that we discussed at practice and meetings.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. So first play of the game, they come out with this tight end and wing alignment to the field side. More than likely, it's probably running to that strong side rather than to the weak side, right?
100%.
So then when you attack that and kind of shift outside, fight to the outside, what is your mindset? Where are you trying to attack? Like, I notice you get that hand right on that outside shoulder. What are you trying to do with your hands and hips? Like, how do they correlate, and how do you attack to the outside so that you're able to work outside of that lineman and not get sealed to the inside?
Yeah, great question. So being a B gap player here, I want to play like the top pad of the guard. I want to be able to knock him back, but the tackle came in a little bit and mushed me in or whatever, but I still held a point of attack in the ground. So something that I can improve on here is just rolling my hips more, just get more knockback. So this can be a tackle for loss play right here instead of just mush.
Man, you got some high standards. That was a hell of a play, and you're like, I need to make that for a tackle for a loss. That's impressive. That was a good play, though. All right, so now you're back in the 1 technique. I loved this play, even though maybe it wasn't, like, perfect, but you are literally immovable here, dude. I mean, you fire out, that guard tries to down block you, that left foot gets in the ground, and that thing does not move the entire play. That thing is just immovable. Now, I was wondering, what are your lifts? How strong are you, dude? Because I mean, that is impressive. If a D1 guard tried to do that to me, I would die. So what are your lifts at?
I'm at like 135 on the bench, 225 on the squat rack. Pretty
So
weak.
this is natural strength.
I'm trolling, dog.
Dude, I was like, what the fuck?
I'm trolling. I'm up there for sure. I never really clocked my strengths, but I'm up there.
Is that a media trained answer?
Sure.
Okay, so is there anything you would have done differently in hindsight here? Because like while you are immovable and that's very impressive, would you have wanted to shed this guy to the inside and then work out to stuff this run? Like now that you see this back and you can replay this, would you have done anything differently there, even though I thought it was a pretty impressive play?
So I went and react to the center more. You can see like in this play right here that
Yeah,
I
center
read the
pulled.
center and I kind of replaced them a little. I feel like I should have got more vertical so I could knock them back. If I would have knocked them back more, it would have made a big difference in this play right here.
Yeah, if you knock him back, then you're able to get in the way of this tight end pulling around. That would have really blown this up. That's probably right. That's a good observation from you. All
Yeah,
right, so
100%.
then now we head into the next Oregon play, and you're kind of aligned as the three tech here.
Mhm.
Now I notice on this rep, both you and the edge shoot the inside gap. Was that a defensive play call there?
Yeah, this is a defensive play call.
So you guys are slanting inside. Now, when you slant inside to this A gap, what is your responsibility difference like when you get this shoulder right into the guard? Or that's the guard, isn't it? Like, yeah, right when you
Yes.
get it right into the guard, is there a responsibility difference? Are you just trying to push him right up field, or are you like how does that work with that defensive play call? I've never played an advanced defensive scheme, so I don't really know how that works.
So like in a call like this is like a check down call or whatever. We had a certain call on it. We check it out of it. So like something like this, we're just trying to close all A gaps, B gaps, and that make something bounce outside. So like if everybody did their responsibility in this play, work out good.
So you're
Uh,
just trying to squeeze that inside, make sure nothing penetrates that inside.
yeah, 100%. We want all interior gaps closed off.
That makes sense. All right, now we get into Nebraska. And this was a great double team split from you. I'm sure you remember this play. You got a nice tackle on it.
Mhm.
And I loved how you attacked half of that guard. And I was wondering, how do you change your double team combo block defensive strategy? Because I've noticed at times you attack maybe one full part of the center or one full part of the guard, but you only sometimes you attack half and half and you
Mhm.
try and split them. So, like in this case, why did you try and split them compared to other examples when you've attacked one full player?
Yeah, so like this team right here, this was a team where like the center wouldn't come off. Like usually you would play a team that when the center climbs, like he'll bump you and climb off, but he didn't come off.
Yeah,
So during a moment, I think like something I could prove on right now is like just staying in there and just continue to keep driving on the guard. But at this
that
time,
makes
like
sense.
yeah, like the center's still driving on me, so it's like 2v1 almost. So a thing that I could improve down here is just continue to keep knocking the guard back and not worrying about the center at all.
Dude, I don't even think you needed to improve anything here. I mean, you completely clogged that gap. Running back had to bounce right. I mean, rest of the guys need to make the play there. But then look at you, you come in and engulf his ass. Oh my God, that was a hell of a play. All right, we're back to that inside alignment. So, what changes? Why were you aligned more inside here? Because it's not often, but sometimes it happens.
Just the coaches being able to trust you to play in a 2 hour shade. So I just go for what I'm comfortable with and just having the
It's
trust
where
with
you,
them.
it's where you're comfortable.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm able to like play in a 2 hour shade here. It's just however I'm feeling type deal and see what's coming.
That makes sense. Okay, so then does that have anything to do with the fact that you immediately attack the center here? So like you immediately engage, you don't even worry about this guard. Is that part of the reason?
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, where I just got to have a gap responsibility, so I can either play the guard or the center on this.
Do you think that is something that NFL coaches are going to want you to fix or change? The fact that you're a little bit aligned here, because if I'm an offensive lineman, I might think, hey, this guy's facing the center right here. He's going to immediately engage with him. Let's just hit a combo block here, work up there, combo block here, work up there, and then just hit the duo right into that B gap. That's what I'm thinking if I see that alignment. Now, do you think they're going to ask you that? Do you think they're going to have you change a little bit of that? What's your perspective on that kind of alignment?
It just depends whatever team it is. I'm cool with playing whatever just 2 hour shade, whatever they want me to play in the A gap. I'm pretty cool. But out of this formation right here, this is like our base look. So I'm bound to play a shade technique here. So I wouldn't be able to play a 2 hour here.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. All right, so then now we're going to move into a pass rush. I didn't see many that you just like were able to tee off on the quarterback, but on this one, I mean, you just attack this center. You get those hands right in the chest, and you just bull rush him. Is the bull rush your move? You a big bull rush guy?
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Because you're strong. And then also when you have this kind of stunt where the linebacker is going to initially sell so that guard's going to slide to him and then he kind of loops around, do you have a certain responsibility here? Are you thinking maybe I try and occupy this guard, maybe I just try and occupy the center? What is your responsibility when that kind of stunt is called and that linebacker is going to flow over the top?
So my responsibility here is always going to be fill a gap on pass, whatever it is, fill a gap. So being able to occupy the center there and also went through my a gap is going to be big so that the linebacker can come clean.
So then I'm assuming this, I think that's a backer. As he breaks in, his assignment is just to occupy this guard, right?
Hmm.
So then he just occupies him. Linebacker loops around. He gets free rusher. Now, ball came out quick there, but that's an effective stunt right there. All right, so now we move into this unreal block shed. So look at the extension. Oh my God, you get perfect extension. The eyes right on the running back. This is textbook. I'm telling you, this is textbook. Now, if this hole was clogged a little bit more, I think you make the play here, but you just miss him. Just miss him. You swipe off, barely miss it. I'm telling you, if that gap was a little more filled, that's your play right there. Now, do you find it easier to make these type of plays against a guard rather than or against a center rather than a guard? Because like I remember being a center, I'd snap the ball, hands were already in my chest. So like, do you find that easier that the center has to snap the ball? You get hands in chest, you're able to get those extended arms, look at the eyes. Is that easier against a center?
I think just more of a head up technique. I think it's pretty. I ain't gonna say easier, but I think it's more of a good strategy to be head up. Being able to just knock that person back, and then if the double team comes, it comes. But I already got the center guard knocked back, so it's kind
Yeah, I
of
mean,
50.
if you're head up, then there's not really anything preventing you from going in either direction. You can just swipe either way, and it makes it a lot easier to play like that. But I thought that was a heck of a play, even though technically, like, it might not look that way on a stat sheet. I thought that was a hell of a play. All right, so now we move into Notre Dame. I've been waiting to ask you this. And so you have this kind of weird slide from the offensive line. They all take that like zone step to the left. It's some sort of like play action style blocking scheme, maybe like a quick set. Why do you run around it here? So, like I've seen defensive tackles do that before, but I also noticed that you initially like slant to the left. So when you release here, you take that first step to the left. And then as soon as that happens, you're just sprinting out to the right. Why were you sprinting to the right here?
So this right here was an interior game. So they ran a little speed option or whatever, but this right here was a game that was supposed to be ran against the run, but they ran some to prevent it. So my biggest thing was letting the end go in and attack to the A gap, and I was gonna cover them on whatever call it was.
Okay, so as soon as like you get that slide from the line like that, that was your reaction.
Yeah, that's what I was supposed to do on this call right here.
That's interesting. I've never heard it from that perspective, but that's really it's a cool little niche part of scheme. So then on this play, we get a nice little split combo block, and you attack half and half again. So was there anything on this play that made you attack half and half compared to attacking one full part of this person?
Just reaction, honestly.
It's literally just all instinctual.
Yeah.
That's incredible, man. Man, I wish I had that athletic capability. All right, so then we work right back into another double team. And this one, you directly attack the center. So kind of going back to that, what made you just attack the center here? And then, I mean, this was beautiful. You push pull and then smother that run. What made you attack the center there compared to the last play we looked at?
The play calls. It's one of those play calls where I line up in the shade, or I can line up in a 2 out. But this week right here was only playing the shade, so I line up in a shade technique. It's like a over front or something like that.
Okay, I got you. So then this is Jeremiah Love. I'm a St. Louis guy. He's from St. Louis. We scrimmaged in high school. I got to hear your thoughts on that guy. How good is he?
Man, he gets my respect, man. He's an unbelievable, player. I hope he has a great career, man. He can go. He could play for sure.
He's elite. All right. So now we got this rep of an outside zone to the right. Now I notice that the center on this play, he immediately steps with that right. He gains a lot of ground, and you kind of work outside. Now you didn't fully, it seems like, attack the outside. It seems like you more try and pushed him back. What was the difference in this type of play compared to one where it seems like you immediately work outside? Was there a different play call there? Was there something that you saw or something that made you intentionally kind of attack just the center in general rather than fight outside?
Yeah, so this is just one of those play calls where I just got to be in the A gap on this call. He
Makes
reached me
sense.
a little bit, but I definitely recovered towards the end. But it's something that I could have fixed early on.
That makes sense. All right, so the next play that we're going to look at, we just got to keep this one in mind. Oh, it's in two plays, but this one, I mean, this was one hell of a play. You split this combo. I'm not even sure if it's a combo. The center looks like he downs the other defensive tackle, but then you just annihilate this guard, just blow up that run. Did you see something? Did you know that play was coming?
Yeah, I seen that play coming for sure.
Oh,
Especially
hell
like
yeah.
just
Hell
reading the
yeah.
center. Sometimes the centers can get to talking too much and just tell you what they're gonna do. So I'm gonna just dig it out and just go make
Really?
a play.
What did the center say?
They say a lot without saying a lot. You could look at their feet, look at his eyes. If he's looking at you, then looking like they're gonna snitch. So it's just like the little IQ part. IQ part. I just know he
I
was
love
going
that.
down, so I just knew that I need to dig it out and just go.
Oh, I love that so much. That was such a gorgeous rep. I could not wait to go over this one. All right, so now we work to our last two plays. We got Michigan, and this is the one I wanted to reference the outside zone because on this one, you do a hell of a job beating him to the outside here. I mean, if that running back did not cut back up, you are in perfect position to stop this run. What was the difference on this one compared to that one that we saw against Notre Dame?
So this was like a mint front type deal. This was like a mint front stunt. So everybody was gonna be pretty much gone or whatever. So I got to get into
So
that
like
opposite A gap.
you automatically slanted right, so it was kind of like good defensive play call against bad offensive play call.
Yeah, it was like one of those type deals. Great call though for sure. But everybody was stunting, so it was kind of one of those plays
Makes
where I
sense.
just had
That
to dig
set
it
up
out.
naturally really well.
Yeah, for sure. That was a great protocol.
All right, last one. This is an awesome pass rush. You just get that hand right up in that center. You push him back. Man, I wish you got a sack here. That was so close. And then they should have gotten an illegal man downfield, too. I mean, look at this. Look at this guy. Where is he? He's 4 yards downfield. But,
That's
I
crazy. I didn't
mean,
even see that.
but that play should not have counted. But what are you doing to prep for some pass rush in the league? Because I feel like while this is an absolutely unbelievable display of some strength, I feel like that's going to be a little more difficult to do against guys like Quentin Nelson. So what are you planning to do to really strengthen that pass rush arsenal?
First thing, definitely continue to keep me stronger. My biggest thing now is just looking at a lot of more film since I got the time. Looking at the advanced guys, Quentin Nelson. Looking at some old Aaron Donald tape. But the biggest thing is just looking at the pass rush, how they get to an edge, how they split double team pass rush. Just like the little things. So Calais Campbell, just looking at those guys to see how they work.
What is one thing that when you're watching film, like what do you look at most?
Probably their feet, cause it's kind of weird thinking like how they shoot their hands. They shoot their hands or whatever. But like, what is your feet doing? Is your feet dying or whatever? I think like the biggest thing for myself is like when I pass rush, I need to keep my feet going, not just to give up on it, just keep driving and stuff like that. Like looking at Dexter Lawrence tape, like he don't stop his feet no matter what.
Yeah.
So I think just continue. If I continue to keep looking at his tape, I'll be up there soon.
That makes sense. I love that. So I got two final questions for you.
Yes, sir.
What is your most confident aspect of playing defensive tackle? Where do you just think you are your bread and butter?
Stopping the run, 100%. Especially you can turn my Kentucky tape on. I've been doing this for a couple of years now. Being dominant in the run, being an anchor, leadership. Being a communicator across the boards. Just being myself that I'm pretty confident in.
Sounds good. And then last question. What are you going to work on the most this offseason to prep for the league? What is the thing that you just think, hey, if I fix this, I'm going to go to the next level?
Converting on pass, just being a better identifier of what's going on during the time. Just not giving up and on the rush. Just continue to keep rushing. Condition. Just like the little things. Building more muscle mass to continue to keep getting stronger, and just continue to keep learning the ball. Honestly.
Sounds great. Well, I appreciate you for coming on and doing a film breakdown. This was real fun. I am excited I got to learn some about the defensive line, some defensive line techniques. So I appreciate you. I'll be watching your career as it develops. It's going to be great. I'm wishing you all the best. So I appreciate you for coming on. Everybody go follow Keeshawn Silver. He's a run-stopping demon, so he's going to be like a DJ Jones when he goes into the league. You know DJ Jones, he's an animal.
Yeah, for sure.
I appreciate everybody for watching. Thank you for the support. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. But outside of that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you all for watching.